date. Oh, okay. Well, we were late to that. So moving on. So the due date is what month they're due according to their original schedule, even though we may currently consider them current. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Through this out, I'm still not sure I'm in love with this current format, so this is something her and I are continuing to work on.
Like if you look at a credit report, it shows the number of delinquencies within a certain number
Right.
amount of time, right? Is that
Yes,
what this is?
that's what this is.
It's not the
seeking to
longest.
cover.
It's not the longest number of months that they were delinquent. It's the number of times.
Yes, that's correct.
Occurrences.
Yeah. So we're trying to squeeze as much information as possible onto here while not making it be like an 8 font that, you guys are, I guess everything's electronic, so you can blow it up. But so this is still a work in progress, just in case there was any questions, why aren't all of these showing up on our subprime report? Well, that's the rationale. And we're still figuring out our presentations. So if you have any comments you want to shoot to me after the meeting, go ahead, because Tab and I will be meeting on this again, probably not next week, but before our next meeting. Okay, so if there's no questions with all of our currents.
Just one question.
Yeah.
Back to the actual treasury report.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It still confuses me, and I'm wondering if we could adjust the verbiage a little bit on the lending balance. So if I look at loan fund USDA, the same amount is in both balance and lending balance.
Yeah.
What is that?
So the lending balance,
that full amount is still available.
Is available for that.
Can you say available to loan or available to just something else?
Available. Yeah.
Available to lend. Keep looking at that. Does that mean it's all been, the full amount's all gone, or is it?
Yeah. Okay.
Available. That I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Being of the non-financial nature.
Yeah. So where it comes into play is, like on some of those where we have funds committed to loans that haven't closed yet. Or if we have our annual payment coming up, yeah, we'll have it a slightly lesser amount.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Then if we want to go over to our subprime report, we'll just use the numbers on here. Number one, that building is currently listed for sale. They have not been communicative, and our attorney for our collections will be pursuing that on his next actions. We've got some that he's currently working on. Number two, I spoke with the buyer of this property, the proposed buyer of the property, Wednesday, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. He's having similar issues with the seller as we are with our borrower. But now one of our guarantors on this note now has power of attorney, so things are progressing a little bit better there. The buyer has bought out the first mortgage. And he was seeking to just buy out ours and acquire the property through that. But I guess through conscience, he is willing to work with the seller now that he's dealing with the person who has power of attorney, and is going to purchase it in an amount that will clear up our balance and allow them to just walk away with just a tiny bit, so they're not losing anything. So that should be cleared up soon. Number three.
So that one will be whole to us.
Yes, that will be whole.
Okay.
Yes. 1 and 2, I have no doubt will be whole. Okay. Number 3 I spoke with him just this week because we've had some NSF issues with his payments again of late. This is a split loan. he's the business owner. He's responsible for a portion. The personal guarantor is responsible for the other portion. We have had no issue with the personal guarantor. So the owner, his portion is the current balance there, the 17,000. He is seeking to settle for a lump sum price of $10,000. I told him I would bring it before the board. Other than for sake of convenience, I don't know why we would agree to it. Although we could always just switch the remaining over to the personal guarantor and say, sorry, bud, you work it out with this guy. I'm not dealing with him anymore. You've signed on to it, and this is how it's ending up.
That's a good idea, Glenn. If you can take the 10,000 from this guy and put the 7 with the guarantor, that works for me. And then it would release the guarantor on that other 10. So that should be palatable to him. I see no reason that we should take less than face value of what we're owed. Who we get it from doesn't matter to me.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yep.
So
good.
And if we accept this, I will send a letter to our guarantor informing him of what we're doing and letting him know if he wants to work with the other person, that's his business.
Yes.
Just so I understand, you're saying release the guarantor for 10, but isn't he the most likely source we're going to get the 17 from?
No, so here, sorry, let me, just for clarification, this,
There's 2 loans.
there's 2, this is listed as 2 loans on our report. So
Sorry.
there's 7 with the guy who's actually paying, and then there's 17 with the person we're having trouble with. We'll take 10 and then add the other 7 to the guy who thinks he only owes 7. Well, sorry, now you owe 14.
Okay. Understood.
So that's the way I'm understanding it, correct?
What happens if he comes back and responds and say, take the equipment, which is what you have to lien on? I don't wanna pay 14. And you have collateral on the lien. so-
He wants to pay 14.
Still a going business, right?
Yeah, it's still a going business and he's using it.
Oh, okay.
Not
Yeah.
sure why he's not paying us. That's a different discussion.
Oh, well, the guy who's not paying us is no longer associated with the
Right.
business. The guarantor has assumed the equipment and is using it in his business.
Okay, so then.
And he has commercial bank financing, and he doesn't want a judgment against him and the property that we have as collateral because it'll screw up his commercial bank financing.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
You need a motion for that?
You probably should, just for me to
I'll move it.
give effect to that transaction.
Second? Okay, all in favor?
No. Wait a minute, what was the motion? We didn't hear that out here in Zoom land.
I'm sorry.
To do what we discussed, authorizing me to do what we discussed.
Okay.
All right, number 4, they're on our watch list. They've had historic non-sufficient. They just had one in our last poll in July. Lindsay was in contact with them, and we're going to poll again next week. And as long as we get that, then we're all good. Otherwise, we're going to hit them with all the penalties and fees and add that to his balance. He's aware of that, and I'm not expecting any further issues this month, but I'm not saying he won't show up on here again. And so he'll stay on our watch list. Number 5 also is on our watch list because of historics. They're currently late for this month, which I need to talk to them about, but I also want to talk to them about amending their schedule to facilitate the slow months in winter, or to facilitate their payments or reduce their payments over the slow months in winter, as we've talked about previously. Number 6, you saw my note there. We did try to provide some what we considered evidence to our attorney, who said he would forward it on to the bankruptcy attorney, but he didn't think it would be, that the bankruptcy attorney would find, or judge, sorry, the bankruptcy judge would find it as moving as we do. He suggested that we cut our losses now, because for further action for him, he would probably start with a $15,000 retainer to take on further action with minimal hope of us recouping anything.
So do we get the equipment?
No, she's been cleared by the bankruptcy judge of this step.
Oh.
All we can do is pursue her personally. Someone who's just gone through
That's good
bankruptcy.
money after bad. So
Yes.
we have a pursuit.
We don't have a UCC lien against the shed or whatever it was.
So her claim to the bankruptcy judge is she didn't use our funding for that. She used our funding for workout capital for the building. The shed was purchased by other funds in her daughter's name.
Yeah, there's a case of fraud here, but to go after and pursue that fraud. is
And our attorney has, and this is, yeah, our collections attorney has made that aware has tried to make that aware that we believe there is fraud here, and shown what evidence we have, and he hasn't been listening to it. Yeah.
We spend a lot of money to get little return, if any.
Get a shed we can't use.
So what do we do next there, Glenn? You said it's full write-off. We're gonna take the steps to do that.
Yeah, so I think at the end of the year, when we look at our, before we go into the end of the year, we'll address it then as a write-off. And between now and then, hope that something miraculous happens, but it will not.
No, because it's
And those dollars will come out of,
yeah, if it was discharged in bankruptcy.
So,
it's not.
yeah, I forget which account she's at, but I mean, those, it's already there, it's already got money that's gone. So it won't ding us any further other than just
We don't-
dropping our receivables.
Glenn, we don't issue a 1099 for this.
No, we can't.
Because
She
it
was
was-
relieved.
Right, relieved in bankruptcy, so.
Yeah,
not
That's a really good point, Bruce. We do need to issue her a 1099 and let
No.
the rest trace it.
It's not taxable income to her because it was released in bankruptcy.
Oh, really? Hmm.
Yeah. Although we'll have to look. that up.
I will throw that question out.
We have to look that up because when they fill out the form for the IRS, they can put in that was removed in bankruptcy, which would clear it.
Yeah, let's make it
So
on
I
her.
think we still do have to send her a 1099. It's up to her accountant to figure out that they don't
What
have
she
to pay
does.
tax on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd at least like to give her,
yeah,
a
she
joke.
should, she should get a 1099.
okay, number 7 there. So we have filed a judgment, against, we'll just wait and see what happens there. Number 8, we did file for foreclosure in July to get in advance of the wife's bankruptcy. He is not eligible to claim bankruptcy yet. We're trying to get this in so our attorney can use it as leverage to get it considered outside the bankruptcy, and that we can move forward that way. And also to avoid the what now looks to be close to $200,000 in tax liens. All right, 9 is on our wait list just because we've had a history of issues with them, but everything is copacetic right now. Number 10, this story gets weirder and weirder every time. So the entity that believes they acquired the debt of the original borrower and have now claimed bankruptcy are now claiming that the only thing that stands in their way is that the IDA is fighting their bankruptcy claim. The LDC is fighting. We have never fought their claim because we believe they have no standing. So I have no idea what's going on, but I received a call from her yesterday. I haven't had a chance to return it, and she made it clear through a local official that it is their intention, if they can get through this bankruptcy, they are going to get grants and make us whole. So it's still.
I don't know of a grant that you can apply for to pay off past that.
Yeah,
It's a tough one.
it's
When you find it.
it's
Yeah,
yes.
I'd like one.
Submit an application.
Yeah. So 11 and 12. Well, no, let me do them separately. 11. I think he got scared. I want to reach out to him. I think, we believe there is several $1,000s worth of equipment. Well, we believe we could garner several $1,000s from a sale of equipment. Just want to. I think our attorney scared him a little bit, so I want to reach out to him personally and be like, let's just do this for you, and then maybe we can talk about, how we deal with the remaining balance, because there would not be much left. Number 12 just isn't communicating. We are going to file a judgment, and then we'll just wait and see what comes of that. No. Yeah. He's gone.
Glenn, do you want to talk about what could be number 13 on this list, which was
Oh, yes.
that song that we listened to?
Yes. So we got a letter from one of our borrowers that was put on the board packet. We have a first mortgage on her building. She is asking for relief. You heard the story. Scott opined that it sounded like the makings of a good country song. So just to let you know what I did, her and I have been communicating for probably like the past 6 to 8 months. She was on a deferral. She came back on, wasn't sure. I encouraged her to come back on. She's made 6 to 8 months worth of payments. She sent this letter. I'm like, look, I'll see what I can do. I did grant her a 3-month emergency deferment for us to figure it out. Scott had suggested that. Scott, do you just want to say what your suggestion is so it comes from you?
No, it's okay, because it was really asking you a question. Would you consider doing that? What do you think the property's worth?
It's $150,000.
Okay, and we've got 26 against it, and we're in first position.
Yes.
We don't know that there's any judgments behind us.
Is my understanding that there is not. I don't know that factually. I meant to look that up. I meant to have looked that up. Yeah. So it's R26 is the sole thing. I will check if there's any other liens filed against the property. And then Scott's suggestion was, if there is not, that we grant her up to a year with no payments but interest accruing, to give her an opportunity to sell the building. Is that basically your thinking, Scott?
Yeah, with a couple of caveats that if she hasn't had anybody even look at the property in the first X number of months, she's got to lower the price, because we don't want 12 months to go by and then be looking at each other going, so what are we going to do now? We want it sold before 12 months is up, which means you can't list it for $3 million.
Right.
It's
Okay.
got to be listed for 134.9 or whatever if you think it's worth 150. It's more important, in my opinion, for her to get out from under the debt than it is to wring the last penny out of the property.
Okay, yeah, I'll talk to her about that.
Yep.
Right. Anything further?
No, I'm just,
Or you're, sorry, thinking.
no, I'm thinking, so we give her a year hiatus and at the end of a year, I guess I'm reading through the document or have read through the document. And I'm wondering what's going to change, if anything, other than the sale of the property.
No, that's what we're gonna hold our feet to the fire to sell the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we think it's gonna take a year, though. I guess what I'm trying to do is why go out a year? Why not bring it in closer and say, hey, you got 6 months? I mean, the property's gonna sell.
I would say,
If she doesn't, to your point, inflate the sale price. I mean, is a year too generous in this scenario? Or I'm just asking. I can support it. I just wondering, should it be 6 months versus a year?
I guess I wouldn't say so. It'll take at least 6 months to get it sold. Couple of, once it's listed, couple of months, then you got to get the appraiser and the banks. And I sold my house and it took from May 1st till middle of November.
Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with a year if that's what.
That's why I had increments in there that the price has got to go down if it hasn't had any interest or offers. And I think it should be every 3 months or maybe even every 2 months. And you ratchet it down so that the whole thing is gone by the end of 12. She's got to agree to all that as well.
Say that's got to be in writing. I would.
yeah, oh, yeah, that will be in writing.
Yeah, but
Yes.
if she's under, you would think she'd want to sell the building so that she's not living the way she's living.
If she's living.
Well, no, maybe. I didn't know.
We filled a lot longer for stuff.
Yeah.
So if you wind up with a year, who cares?
Yep.
Right.
Let's move on. I'm fine with the year.
Yeah, it's just, I don't think she'd want to sell.
You know, some lawyers will take 6 months to close. Wouldn't be her fault.
Glenn, what number is this one?
72.
Yeah. It's near Susan's Pleasant Pheasant Farm in Hawkeye. Not a horrible location. Not a good one. Not horrible.
This time of year is probably pretty good.
It'd make a great STR. Sorry, Soph, but that is factual. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We'll allow you to throw something.
All right. So moving on, can we skip down our agenda so we can?
Let's approve the
Oh, yeah.
financial reports. I'm looking for a motion to approve the financial reports for the month of July.
I'll make a motion.
Second, please. No, there's Mike, a second, please.
Second.
Well, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, where do we want to skip to, Glenn?
Okay, let's skip down to, well, no, we are actually there. Number 4, Pine Hill Terrace project. Okay, so we conducted our public hearing on Wednesday at noon. Nobody showed up. I mean, nobody showed up. So, you know, I do have the hearing minutes. but it was basically, the recounting of, me opening the hearing, going through our public hearing script, blah, 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 opening it up for comments, and then, 22 minutes of silence. So.
That's statute, I assume.
Yes, yep. And so that's there. Sorry, I just need to get into my computer. I got logged out. I would like to talk about the evaluation of the project that I did, which is in your board packet. Yeah, Pine Hill Terrace. Where's my project
Glenn?
evaluation? Yeah,
Ms. Nadine, when you get a chance, can you send me the public hearing report plus your evaluation?
yes,
Great,
yep.
thank you.
We'll do that today. Project evaluation. Okay, so we've discussed this project. So they're seeking to build 3 apartment buildings, 8 two-bedroom apartments in each. There'll be 2-story buildings, 24 new housing units, 27,000 square feet roughly of space. The Village of Delhi hasn't had a project like this in more than 30 years. They're seeking to invest $7.5 million in the project. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. $7.5 million for the creation of new housing. In 2020 and completed in 21, the Village of Delhi did a housing study documenting the need for housing across all aspects, but particularly targeting in workforce housing to support both the private industries in the vicinity of Delhi, as well as the public oriented firms like the hospital, the college, things of that nature. And then also Delaware County did a countywide study that was completed in 25, indicating the same need for the project. So some aspects of it currently, so they would apply for our standard 10-year agreement, beginning at a 60% exemption level, declining each year. Also receiving a mortgage recording tax exemption and sales tax exemption. The estimates of those are in your project evaluation, totaling, let's just round up to $616,000 over 10 years. I did a cost benefit ratio or benefit cost ratio, since I have the benefit first, for this project versus the loss of tax revenue. And it was 26-1, yielding $16.5 million of benefit to the local community over 10 years, and with the loss of $16,000 over the 10-year period. Everything else was in the evaluation, starting date for, current assessment versus project assessment. I calculated the project assessment based on the most recent project that was completed in Delhi, from construction value to assessed valuation. I ran it by the assessor. They concur that yes, I'm, definitely in the ballpark of how they would do it. Yeah. Are there any questions in regards to the project on its merits?
Your comment on the Village of Delhi wanting a 8-year phase in, does that cause any problems for you?
For me, no. It's insignificant in terms of the dollar value. And the developer has no concerns with it.
Okay.
And we really shouldn't be switching one. We always do ours for 10 years, correct?
Yeah, so no concerns there.
Yeah.
And then, so in order to move forward, there are in the board packet, sorry, I didn't get them uploaded until this morning. There are 3 resolutions for our consideration. Nadine, could you walk us through the resolutions?
Sure. So the first one is the secret resolution. And what the IDA is concurring and confirming with the Village of Delhi Planning Board's secret action, which was done over a year ago. So this resolution just confirms their secret determination and accepts it. Which was they issued a neg deck on August 5th, 2025.
And that secret determination was in the board packet.
Yes.
And this will be a roll call vote.
Did everybody get a chance to look at that? This one was in there, I believe, correct?
Seaport's in there.
So do we need to go ahead and approve it now or?
Yeah, that would be the first step.
I'll make the motion.
Nick, give us second.
Who first?
Bruce Dahl.
Second was Noel Goodspeed.
Well,
Thank you.
and all in favor by roll call vote. Scott White,
Approve.
Chris,
Chris votes aye. Approve.
okay, Bruce, approved. Noel, approved. Mike, approved. Florida,
Approve.
and myself approved. Resolution is adopted. Thank you.
The next resolution is the commercial findings resolution. Because this is a housing deal and typically IDAs cannot do housing deals unless they are considered to be commercial deals. So what we have to do is find that this is a commercial deal in order for the IDA to undertake it. So this is what all the studies are for that you've seen for the housing studies. Plus attached to this resolution are the support letters from the area supervisors and people involved supporting the project and saying that commercially it's viable for the community.
Yeah, so in addition to the resolutions are from the town of Delhi, the village of Delhi, the Business Alliance, the local chamber, yeah. And also there's county support, because as you're aware, the county did apply for a grant to help them with infrastructure related costs, which we've been told is going to be approved, but we just haven't received the official notification yet.
Didn't we change our mission statement to include housing a couple of years ago?
Yeah. Okay. But still, it can't be.
I'm sorry to interrupt. But
Yeah,
statutorily, the IDA still cannot do housing deals unless they find that they're commercial.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Looking for a second?
Second.
So that's Bruce and Mike.
Who's first?
Bruce was first and Mike O'Brien was the second.
Thank you.
And then roll call.
All in favor by roll call vote. We'll go down the list again. Scott,
Approve.
Chris,
Approve.
Bruce, approved. Noel, approved. Mike, approved. Florida,
Approved.
and myself approved.
Great. The next one is the approving resolution, and this authorizes the IDA to enter into all the lease documents required to complete the project. It also lays out the number of employees that they expect to hire, which is 2 full-time by the time they have occupancy. And they're gonna have like approximately 5 construction workers. And it also lays out the estimated benefits. So the sales tax is 240,000. The real property is 364,000, and the mortgage recording tax is 72,750. Now I'm pointing that out because if it changes, more than like 10%, the IDA has to do another resolution amending these benefits. So these benefits kind of have to be what they're going to be when we close, unless we have to go back to the board.
Okay.
So if we have to do it again, if there's
It would
changes
just
about
be
that
a
threshold.
amendment. We wouldn't have to necessarily go back through the entire process.
Yep.
No, we just have to, unless their benefits increased beyond $100,000 and we have to hold another public hearing, we just have to amend the approving resolution.
100K threshold.
Yes, before we have to do a public hearing.
I'll make the motion.
Looking for a second?
I didn't hear the
Second.
first and second.
Second.
So
Chris.
Bruce was the first and Chris was the second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Chris cannot vote.
Chris can't vote.
Oh.
I'll second.
Who's second?
Florida.
No, you're Zoom. I can't, I need to have a person in person.
I'll second.
All right, Bruce and Noel Goodspeed.
Okay, thank you.
Got it. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
All in favor by roll call vote. Scott,
Approve.
Chris,
Approve.
Bruce, approved. Noel, approved. Mike, approved. Florida,
Approved.
and I approve as well. Motion's carried.
Great.
All right, Nadine, I'll get you these resolutions on Monday.
Okay, great. And do you know the time frame for them wanting documents and closing and getting their financing in shape and everything?
I will have that for you on Monday also.
Great. You all have a nice weekend.
Great, thank you,
Okay.
Nadine.
You
Okay,
too.
Bye,
bye-bye.
Nadine. Come over to the restaurant, Nadine.
Oh, I will. I can walk right down there. All right. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Okay. Ready for updates.
okay, so updates, micro enterprise, we have signed all the contracts for the projects. So now we'll enter into a monitoring phase, whereby, we'll stay in touch with them, monitor their completion. They'll be eligible for, this is on a reimbursement basis, so they'll be eligible for a partial reimbursement at 50% and then full reimbursement when the full project is completed.
Numbers the same as we discussed last meeting?
Yep.
Okay, so nobody dropped out?
Nope, nobody dropped out.
Great.
So then that's like project monitoring. Then once the project is completed, we will be doing monitoring for at least an additional 12 months or until the project is closed out. The state typically takes like an extra year to year and a half to close out a project. So that's how that will go. Our round 2, I think I mentioned last time, we are pitching a facilitated round of our entrepreneurial classes, which are required. WCCRC, Western Catskills Community Revitalization Corp, has a 1-day new business boot camp that they hold every fall in October, mid-October sometime. So we're going to target that. We just have some follow-up with the state to provide them with a little bit more information regarding the curriculum. As soon as we get a final approval on that, we'll start marketing it. For our round 2, we are only accepting applications from new businesses. It'll be limited solely to new businesses.
And the funding amount is essentially the same?
No, we will have roughly $100,000 for the second round. So we used up about 150,000 in round numbers, and we'll have 110 in round numbers available in the second round. I believe it's more like 109 and something, but yes, so 110 in round numbers. So that's that. Franklin Restore project, we discussed last time, what could be the death knell for this project. There is ongoing a last ditch attempt between one of the building owners and the engineer to essentially, instead of going left with the new septic system to be installed, to go right through a neighboring parcel who is more who is part of the project and is definitely interested in moving forward. So they're working on, they were supposed to be meeting earlier this week, or they're meeting early next week. I believe they're meeting early next week to figure it out on an engineering basis and go from there. It's kind of a Hail Mary, and we'll know by the next meeting whether this is.
They would have to go behind the back building.
Yeah, so you were there. You remember how there's that archway? They would go through there.
Oh,
They would
right
extend piping through there and out that way.
Always runs down.
Yeah,
That's the trick.
it's, yeah.
There's enough acreage over there?
The idea would still be it's gonna add piping. Because the idea would be to go this way and then still get over. Yeah.
A lot of it.
Yes, so it's gonna add to the cost, yes. But it's not gonna add 1.9 million to the cost.
But does it still include the device that we've?
Yes, still
Okay.
be Fuji clean.
Fuji Clean?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yes.
So price wise, it's gonna be a little higher than anticipated.
Yes,
Trenching and pipe wise.
yes, and they're figuring out those numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But, to be perfectly honest, the one property owner is, he's either taking a 100% loss on this, or he may have to throw an extra $35,000 at it. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. Then CFAs. So I had 2 all geared up, and both of them dropped off and are going to be full-time CFAs. One project was planned, and we agreed probably, I didn't mention this in June, but shortly around the timing of our meeting, I met with him, and he, for reasons that I fully understand, didn't have all the information necessary to move forward, so he was there. And then the other project, which is slated for out here, I was talking with the guy, and I need specific numbers and specific information, and everything was, when I asked him a number, I could hear him mumbling to himself in the background about what that number was going to be. So we've determined that that is going to be delayed also.
So from a Delaware County standpoint, no CFA applications?
No, so Sophia is working on one to support county tourism in specific Southern Tier Music Festival. And Lindsay is working with one on a private business out in Roxbury. And this morning I may be assisting an entity with the CFA. I'll know on Monday when I meet with them for a new program through ESD called New York Kicks on a soccer field, for the construction of a new soccer field. So, what was going to be a busy summer for me is now segued into what will be a busy fall, which is fine. So that's where we are there. Okay, and now we are can move on to Dixon Roxbury.
Yep. Real.
So Dixon Roxbury is a project to renovate the historic Reed Motel in Roxbury. It was built in like the 1850s, and it looks it. Yeah, Queen Anne style, great architecture. There were some pictures in there. You can see what I mean, but when I say it looks it, it's been vacant for over 50 years.
Good bones.
Good bones. Good bones. Yes. So turn it into a 5-room boutique inn and a restaurant. The proposers of this project, they run a successful business currently in Roxbury. They were a prior client of ours. I guess technically still are on the books. They're been very successful. Their business has expanded. Yeah, they're looking to take on this project around a $2.2 million investment. They've been approved for a DRI grant through the DRI program, through the Roxbury Grand Gorge DRI, for $1.25 million. They have their financing already in place with the CWC for the remainder of project costs minus what they are putting in their own equity. Project would create 3 new full-time jobs and up to 9 part-time jobs within 2 years. The value of the benefits they are seeking are fairly light, just over the threshold for requiring a public hearing, which I did on Tuesday night over in Roxbury. I was asked to do it in the evening so everybody from the public could come. And so me and the supervisor for the town of Roxbury had a very pleasant 35-minute conversation while nobody else showed up. Yeah, so that's there. Where did I put it up higher? Okay, so this one, just because of, I used a little creativity in this one, just because this project is more than just what it is. The real benefit is what it means for the community and being able to support and attract additional vendor or visitor spending. So I did add in what I considered some prudent estimates of what do they call it? Induced benefits by the spending of people who would be there based on a 40% occupancy, which they better do better than that. Between the sales that would generate, the sales tax on, this project in and of itself, there was a significant value in terms of the benefits of this project. For this one, it is very tight. So I just want to be honest here. It's very tight in terms of benefit to cost for completing the transaction. So the attorney we would use for this project has proposed a $15,000 retainer to close, which is lower than standard, whether that's shocking or not. And it is a not to exceed, so there's a chance it would be lower. But given that, I do feel I need to have, if this is approved and goes forward, my first conversation with them is going to be, hey, congratulations, but at closing, you're going to owe me $15,000. And does that outweigh 100 over 10 years? That's up to them to decide, because a lot of their benefit will come up front in the sales tax exemption. They'll just have to decide. And there's just no bones about it. These are expensive transactions. It's why everybody wants one. But then I have to tell them this, and they're like, "Oh, no, I'm not doing that." I get it. It is what it is. So are there any questions in regards to that?
When you did the impact, did you include the bed tax also?
I did not include the bed tax.
So there's additional.
Yeah.
revenue.
So there's a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I told them they didn't have to file for the bed tax.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Now that's just tweaking Sophie.
This is,
Makes it less marginal.
Yes,
is this currently owned by the people proposing it?
they did buy it. Yes. Yeah.
And I assume they had some kind of building inspection on it.
Yep. Yeah. They know fully what they're getting
Okay.
into. Yeah. So, so yeah, we can get into some of the other things we're going to touch upon. They're similar to before. There is a seeker resolution. And I'm sorry, this is why I was late. I was just writing them up when I got here. But they're nearly identical to what you looked at before. It's, in terms of form, the substance is a little different. So in this case, we would be affirming the decision made by the Roxbury Town Board. They reviewed this in June of 25, June 18th of 25, and issued a negative declaration. And we would just be affirming their declaration.
They were the leading agency.
They were the lead agency, and they issued a neg deck for it. So there's that resolution, and then there is a second resolution for the approval of the resolution, which would be approving entering into the transaction, the providing of the benefits, and completing all the documents and the wheres and why-fors. It would also, importantly, be designating this project as a tourism destination project, because more than 33% of the sales from this business will be subject to sales tax. And there are two ways in which projects that are over that category can be approved for a pilot agreement. One being that they are in a economically distressed region, and there's specific criteria for that. Roxbury is on the cusp, but doesn't quite meet it. The other one is if it is a tourism destination project. A tourism destination project means that the project is likely to attract a significant number of visitors to the area for overnight stays, which is what the project is designed for. And significant being a subjective term for the IDA to decide.
Okay, so to start with, we need approval of the seeker.
Yes, that would be the first step.
So I'll move.
Okay.
And a second. Okay. And this is a resolution.
This would be a roll call also.
Okay, so looking for approval via roll call vote. Scott?
Approve.
Scott?
Yep, approve.
Okay, sorry. Chris?
Approve.
Florida?
Approve.
Okay. Mike? Approved. Noel? Approved. Bruce? Approved. And Wayne approved. Motion's carried.
Okay, so then there's an approval resolution, which, yep, you can keep that copy. That might still be warm from the printer. So that does everything that I said. And just, I want to point out, it specifically states that the IDA finds this to be a tourism destination project.
Mhm.
In addition to, providing the benefits.
Glenn, in keeping with your format, and since you did your analysis on the Pine Hill one, you had a cost benefit ratio listed in that analysis. You did not in this one?
Did, but for some reason, I moved it from the comment section to under the justification section. So the last sentence in the justification has that, and it was 98-1.
Ooh, okay. My other thought is they've done a structural analysis of this property and they still think it has good bones.
They're 100% aware of what they're getting into, and to be perfectly honest, they would not touch it if there wasn't a $1.25 million grant paying for the majority of the work.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see a contingent in there for their budget. Did they build that in?
Yes, that's in there. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And the grant funding is all approved and designated and awarded, and CWC financing is in place.
Yeah, I saw that there was 635,000 of total debt going onto this.
Yes, and it's going to be more like a line of credit. So so it'll be there to finance in stages as they're getting reimbursed from the DRI. And then at the end of the day, that's what they're anticipating being the final amount, but not to exceed. So it'll probably be lower than that, but not to exceed. And they're putting in like 350,000 of their own money, something like that.
Okay. Not that that's germane to our discussion here, but it's always a concern.
No, a financially viable project is a concern. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
We have just a quick question. Two different addresses, the business address and the location address, right?
Yes.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah. So this is the name of the LLC.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is their location.
No, that's their name. 53-470 State
That's
Highway
the name.
30 is the LLC that is doing this
Sounds my
project.
question.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the
And so two
project
different addresses,
location.
and I was like, wait a minute, we got one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then Bruce moved it. I'm sorry, that's for you.
Michael gives a second.
Oh, sure.
Okay, we'll do an approval by roll call vote again. Scott,
Approve.
Chris,
Approve.
Florida, you're on mute. I'll come back to Florida. Mike? Approve. Noel? Approve. Bruce? Approve. I approve. Florida is still on.
Yep, I approve. I'm cutting in and out, so I approve.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries.
Okay. Okay, so now there are some things we could discuss if there was a motion to go into executive.
I'd like to take a motion, go into executive discussion to discuss potential litigation. And
Let's see.
potential
One,
sale or acquisition of
two,
property.
Yeah, 3 potential litigations and 2 regarding, well, 1 regarding financial confidential information and 1 for sale of property.
Okay.
We'll figure out how to
Take a
write that up.
motion for that.
Or
Second.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Would you like Mr. Ellis to be present or? Very much. Or is that, okay. So the only resolution. Yeah. Scott, would you like to make the motion related to the Denton Police Center?
Certainly. So I'll make a motion that the IDA enter into a purchase and sale agreement for the purchase of 5.5 Main Street in Delhi. with an expenditure of up to $15,000 to cover closing expenses and any other expenses that are associated with that property.
Thank you. A second.
I'll second it.
Second. Noel, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries. Thank you, Scott.
Your bill.
Okay.
Other old and new
I
business.
do have one thing under other older new business, and I am admittedly bringing this forward a little sheepishly. So the IDA has been requested to consider sponsoring a team in the second annual SUNY Delhi Athletic Golf Tournament to occur Friday, August 7th. That would cost $500.
Who's the team?
I don't know.
Any golfers around the table? I should have been that.
I'm not playing golf.
I'm not even here, actually. So.
I mean, I would volunteer if I
If you
had
had
to.
to.
Yeah, I don't even know how to play.
Lindsay's.
So we could, you could, I would say we would want to do that. If you need a resolution, I would.
Just approval. I mean, it's 500, so it's,
Yeah.
but this isn't something I sought out. I just want that to be.
I think it's a worthwhile
It's a
support.
fun,
It's a
fundraiser.
fundraiser.
A scholarship athletic.
Actually, yeah.
So
What do we
I
get for
think we all-
publicity?
Just a matter of what team we can put
I'll
together.
put it together.
Look, Scott looks like a golfer.
Well, Lindsay and I would definitely.
Okay, well, you'll find.
And then we could just find other people.
I'm an excellent car driver.
I'm an excellent beer drinker, so.
That holds it right there.
There's the front seat.
Define excellent, hard to define. So yes,
All right, that's it. I don't have anything further.
any other older new business from anyone? Okay. Like to have a motion to adjourn the IDA meeting, and we'll move into a quick session of the LDC. So move. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, minutes of June 26, 2026, approval. Second, okay. Mike,
Mike did it.
all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Financial reports, we've already covered. Any other old or new business for the LDC?
Don't you still have to approve them? The
Uh,
financial?
We can certainly do it. I think I included them in the early one, but let's,
Okay,
that's
that's
okay.
fine.
Let's do it anyway. A motion to approve the financial reports for the LDC.
So moved.
So move, Scott, a second.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Bankers.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, older new business for the LDC. Anything by anyone? Okay. Motion to adjourn the LDC.
Motion.
Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much. We got.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Yeah, you as well.